Good morning, friends. I hope everyone is doing well. I request everyone to watch my videos in a sequence for better understanding. In the last video, we have discussed the steps in converting a context free grammar to gray batch normal form. In this video, I will discuss an example for converting a given context free grammar to GNF form. Okay, and I hope you have already watched the previous video. If you have not watched the steps in converting, then I request you to go and watch that video so that you can understand this example in a better way. Now, what is when I can say that a given grammar is in GNF? If all the productions satisfy these rules. Now, let me tell the rules. Already we have discussed, let me discuss again. If S is the start symbol, you can have epsilon. If A is a variable which is not a start symbol, then you should have a terminal. Means a variable should determine a terminal, or a variable should determine a terminal. After that, any combination of variables can come. Here S, A, C1, C2, C up to Cn, they are the variables. Okay, and S is the start symbol, as the start symbol can have an epsilon production. And A is not a start symbol, so for A epsilon is not allowed, but A can determine a terminal where B is a terminal. So A is a variable, it can determine a terminal. After that, any number of variables can come. So if all the productions satisfy these three conditions, then I can say that the given grammar is in GNF. So now if you see that this given grammar is not in the GNF, so we need to convert the given context free grammar to GNF. Okay, now we will discuss the steps and then we will convert it. So what is the step 1? The step 1 is that we need to eliminate the epsilon productions and unit productions, or sometimes we can call it as convert the given context free grammar into CNF also, because even in the Chomsky normal form also we have to remove the unit productions and null productions also. So if you see that we does not have any unit productions, when I can say that a production is an unit production, if you have a variable A determines another variable, then you can see that the length of the right hand side is 1, because you have only one variable. So such kind of productions we will call it as a unit production. Can you able to find any such productions? No. And what is meant by null production or unit epsilon production? If a variable determines an epsilon, we will call it as a epsilon production or null production. Now can you find any epsilon productions? No. So it does not consist of any unit productions and epsilon productions, so we no need to remove them. And the next thing we have to do is that we have to convert the given context free grammar to Chomsky normal form. If I want to convert into GNF, first I need to convert into CNF. Already we have discussed the procedure of converting a context free grammar to Chomsky normal form. Okay, so when I can say that given grammar is in CNF is that, let's take that I have 4 variables, S, A, B and C are the 4 variables, and here I have an epsilon. Now the start symbol is S. Okay, the start symbol can produce an epsilon, meaning is that the long base consists of a string called epsilon, so we should not remove that one. And a variable can determine a terminal, or a variable can determine a variable and variable. So if you see that if a grammar consists of these rules, I can say that it is in the CNF. Now if you see that S is a variable, A and B are the variables, and small a and small b are the terminals. Okay, the variables are S, A, B. Okay, terminals are small a and small b. Okay, is it clear? Now if you see that a variable determines variable, it is in this condition. Here also it is a variable determines variable, it is also satisfied, or a variable determines a terminal. Okay, and variable determines variable or a variable determines terminal. So all the productions are in CNF. So I no need to convert the given context free grammar into Chomsky normal form. Now what is the step 3? I need to take the variables S, A, B, okay, and I need to assign them a symbol called AI, and initial value of I is equal to 1, and for each variable you need to increment the I value. Now if you see that, take the start symbol is S. So for S, you give the value as A1. And S is producing a production called AB. So after S, the next you are able to determine is A. So you give A2 because already you have used A1. So increment the I value, it will become A2. Then next B, it is A3. Okay. Then again A, already we have assigned a value called A2 or a new symbol A2. And then A3, A1 or A3 determines A1, A2 by B. Okay, are you able to understand? See, I have given the symbol A1 to S, A2 for A, A3 for B, and it was repeated, so I have used it. Now what is the next rule? The next rule says, that means in the same rule it was mentioned that AI, if it determines AJ, after that anything can be there. Means you have a AI and AJ, after that anything can be there. Meaning is that it can be a variable or it can be terminal, anything. So that's why I said it as X. Now if it is in the form, always the I value should be less than J. I value should not be greater than or equal to J. Are you able to understand? Now, so always I value should be less than J, then only we will consider that production, otherwise we will convert into this form. Now we will see A1 and A2. If I consider this as AI and this is AJ, because here X is A3. Yeah, it is in this form. Now if you see the AI, I value is 1. AJ, J value is 2. Now I is less than 2. Means 1 is less than 2. Yes. So it is not a problem. We can consider this one. Means we no need to do any changes for this one production. Now if you see that this is also in the form of AI determines AJX. Now I value is less than J value. So it is also proper condition. Now if you take this one, A2 determines A. It can be there. A variable can determine a terminal. It is in the GNF form. So we no need to worry. Now A3 determines A1, A2. Now if you see that, if I consider this as AI, this as AJ, this as X. Now I value is 3, J value is 1. It is greater than, I is greater than J. Whether it is allowed? It is not allowed. So this is not in the form of I value is not less than J. So now what should I do? I have to take this production A3. Okay, I will take this production A3, A1, A2 by B. In place of A1, I will keep whatever the values are there for A1 variable. A1 is a variable, so take the productions of A1. What is there? A1 is determining A2, A3. So in place of A1, I can keep A2, A3. Am I right or wrong? If I keep it, what I will get? A3 determines A2, A3 and then A2 by B. See, if I keep A1, in place of A1, if I keep A2, A3, just I kept it. Okay, so I got A2, A3, already A2 is there and B is there. Now if you see that, if I consider again, this as AI, this as AJ, then still this is X, still the I value is greater than J value. Am I right or wrong? Still I value is greater than J, so it is also not, still not in the proper form. Always I value should be less than J only. Okay, now we will see what I can keep in place of A2. In place of A2, I can keep A3, A1 or I can keep A. Am I right or wrong? In place of A2, I can keep A3, A1 or A. So if I keep it A3, A1, then how it will looks? A3 determines A3, A1, A3, A2. If I keep A, small a, terminal A, it will looks like A3, A2 slash B. This B will be there. So, I hope you have understood from this step how I got this step. Is it clear? So, first I keep in place of A1, A2, A3. In place of A2, I kept A3, A1 slash A. So, this is the production I got. Now, if you see that whether it is in the proper form, if I take this is I, and this is j and this is my x, still I is equal to j. Still it is creating a problem. Now what I can keep? Now A3 is again A1, A2. Am I right? In place of A3, if I keep A1, A2, it is creating problem. Now again A1 is A2, A3. A2 is A3, A3. So it is recursively running. Are you able to understand? Suppose if you have a doubt, you can check it. You can say that, sir, it is creating a problem. So what I will do? In place of A3, what I will do? I will keep A1, A2. Again the problem is solved. No, the problem is not solved because I value is 3, j value is 1. Still the problem is not solved. Now what I will do? Again in place of A1, I will keep A2. Here this side I have A3. Am I right? Now still the problem is solved. No, 3 is greater than 2. Now in place of A2, if what I can keep A3, A1. So if you see, if I repeat, still I will get A3 only left hand side and the problem is not solved. Am I right or wrong? Okay, you can verify it also. So this kind of grammar we cannot, or this kind of production we cannot, we say that it is a left recursive grammar because it is keep on repeating. So what I will do? But what is the next step? We have to eliminate the left recursion grammar. What is the meaning of a left recursion grammar? If you have A determines A alpha by beta, we need to remove the left recursion. So what I have done, this production will, or this grammar will generate a alphabets in the form of beta alpha dash. So if I convert into a non-left recursion grammar, then I will get A dash determines beta, or A determines beta A dash determines alpha A dash by epsilon. This is the equivalent form of this grammar, because even this grammar also generates this strings which are in the form of beta alpha dash. In the last video I have discussed. Now if you see that it is having an epsilon production. If it is having an epsilon production, what should I do? I have to eliminate the epsilon production. Okay. Now let me write this one directly. I got A determines beta A dash determines alpha A dash by epsilon. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Now I need to eliminate the epsilon production or a null production. So what is there? A dash determines epsilon, I need to eliminate. If I want to eliminate A dash determines epsilon, in place of A dash, I have to keep. Means first I need to identify what are the productions which is having A dash in the right hand side. A determines beta A dash is there in one production, and then next production is alpha A dash. These are the two productions where right hand side A dash is there. Now what should I do? In place of A dash, I need to keep epsilon. Then what I will get? A determines beta I will get. Okay, this is the extra production I will get. Keep that one extra production. Already we have discussed how to eliminate the epsilon productions, but however I am doing slowly so that you will not get any confusion. Now again, in A dash determines alpha A dash, again you keep an epsilon. Then you will get A dash determines alpha you will get. Am I right? This is the extra production you will get. Again you keep it. This extra production. Once you find the extra productions and you place them in the proper position, then you can remove the A dash determines epsilon production. So if I remove the epsilon productions from the previous grammar, I got this grammar. Is it clear? Okay. Now if you consider this one, A determines A alpha by beta. Am I right or wrong? This is in this form. This is my A and this is my A and this is my alpha and this entire thing is my beta. Am I right or wrong? Now if I consider that one, this one I can convert into, in place of A I will keep A3. Okay, are you able to understand? In place of this one I will keep A3 beta. Beta means A3, A2, okay, then A dash, keep the A dash, or this is also a beta, A dash by beta, A3, A2 or B. See, I hope you have understood. Let me discuss again. This is in the form of A determines A alpha by beta. So that's why I am calling this as a left recursive grammar. We need to eliminate the left recursive grammar. How we can eliminate it? We have identified that if it is in the form of A determines A alpha by beta, it will generate a strings which are in the form of beta alpha dash. Then I have converted an equivalent grammar which is not a left recursive. Okay, this is what I got, means I got epsilon here. Am I right? Then I need to eliminate the epsilon productions because A dash is not the start symbol. If it is what is start symbol, then it is not a problem. Except start symbol, no other variable is allowed to have an epsilon production. So I need to eliminate the epsilon production. Once I eliminate the epsilon production, I got these two productions. Now in place of A, I kept A3. This is my beta. I kept A3, A2, A dash, or B, A dash, then beta. What is the beta? A3, A2 or B. So this is what I got. A determines beta, A dash by beta. Now we will see about this A dash. A dash determines, okay, A dash determines alpha. What is my alpha? A1, A3, A2, okay, then my alpha is A1, A3, A2, A dash, okay, or A alpha, A1, A3, A2. So this is my A dash. A dash determines alpha. What is my alpha? A1, A3, A2, and then A dash or alpha, A1, A3, A2. So in place of this entire A3, in place of this A3 production, I can consider these two productions, A3 and A dash. So I got the new two productions I got. Okay, let me write them. In place of A3, I got A3, okay, A3, A2, A dash by B A dash or A3, A2 by beta. Then A dash is the new production I got. Okay, A1, A3, A2, A dash by A1, A3, A2. Let me erase this part so that we can use this space to solve the remaining question. Now if you see that A3, this production is in the GNF or not? A3 is a variable. Variable determines a terminal. After the terminal, any number of variables can come. A3, A2, A dash are the variables. So this is in the GNF form. Now A3, a terminal, B is a terminal and A dash. So this is also in the form of a terminal, and after that any number of variables can come. And this is also in the form. And come to this one. A variable can determine a terminal. So complete production of A3 is in the GNF. Okay, done. Now come to this one, A dash. A dash is not in the form. Am I right? A dash is saying A1, A3, A2, A dash. So it is having only combination of variables. It is not starting with a terminal. Okay. Similarly, this one also. Are you able to understand? So these two are not in the GNF form. So we will convert them into GNF form. You don't worry. Okay. Now first take the start symbol. Even this is also not in the GNF. A1 determines A2, A3. This is not in the GNF. Even this is also not in the GNF. Okay. But this one is in the GNF. Okay, so now we will convert all the productions into the GNF. Now if you see that A2 determines A3, A1, this is not in the GNF. Among all this one, first I will take this A2 determines A3, A1. Why I am taking this one? Because already A3 is in the GNF form. So in place of A3, if I keep these productions, then obviously A2 will be in the GNF. Then I will keep the productions of A2, then A1 will be in the GNF. Then A1 productions if I keep here, A dash also will be in the GNF form. Okay, are you able to understand? So that's why I have taken the production called A2 determines A3, A1. So you keep all the values of A3. So what is the values of A3? So A2 determines, let me write it. A2 determines, in place of A3 I can keep A, A3, A2, A dash, then A1. Am I right or wrong? Or B, A dash, then A1. In place of A3 I am keeping them. Okay. Or A, A3, A2, A1. Or B, A1. See, in place of A3 I kept these three productions. Okay. This one if I keep, I got this one. If I keep this one I got it. This one. Now if you see that A2 all the productions, it has four productions. A2 determines this one, or A2 determines this one and this one. Now if you see that all the productions are in the GNF, how? It is a terminal, after that any number of variables can come. Okay, it is a terminal, after that any number of variables can come. It is a terminal, after that any number of variables can come. It is a terminal and any number of. So all the productions in the A2 are in the GNF. So let me write the A2 productions here, so that we can continue further. So A2 we got it as A, A3, A2, A dash, A1. Okay. B, A dash, A1, A, A3, A2, A1, B, A1. This is my A2 production, and all this A2 and A3 are in the GNF already. Now I will take A1 determines A2, A3. This is not in the GNF form. Is it clear? So then what I will do? Already I found that A2 is in the GNF. Am I right or wrong? So if I keep A2 in place of A2 all the productions of A2 here, then A will also be in the GNF. We will check whether it is satisfying or not. Now A1 is determining, in place of A2 I will keep this one, A, A3, A2, A dash, A1, A3, or B, A dash, A1, A3, or A, A3, A2, A1, A3. See, in place of A2 I am keeping this entire one and I am concatenating with A3 variable, or B, A1, A3. Are you able to understand how I got it? Now you see, A1 is able to determine these four productions. Now it is in the GNF. Yes, a terminal and a combination of variables. 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 So I can say that all the productions of A1 is in the GNF. So write all the productions of A1. A1 determines A, A3, A2, A dash, A1, A3, or B, A dash, A1, A3, or A, A3, A2, A1, A3, or B, A1, A3. So all these productions of A is in the GNF. Okay, let me erase this one. Now A1 is in the GNF, A2 is in the GNF, and A3 is also in the GNF. Now if you see that A dash is not in the GNF, because A dash is determining A1, A3, A2 and A dash, it is not in the GNF. So how I can make it in the GNF? In place of A1, I keep this entire production. Okay, in place of A dash, I will keep A1 this one. Okay, and I will keep this one. Are you able to understand? So here I will keep A1. Already A1 is in the GNF. So if I start keeping that A dash, it is a lengthy process, means it is very simple, but it will take lot of time, because A1, what is the production is there? Small a, A3, A2, A dash, A1, A3. Then you add this one, A3, A2, A dash. Okay. Then B, A dash, A1, A3, then A3, A2, A dash. Then A, A3, A2, A1, A3, then you add A3, A2, A dash. Is it clear? Then 3 are completed. Now this one, B, A1, A3, okay, then A3, A2, A dash. So in place of A dash, if I keep this one, I got this one. Similarly, here also I need to keep in place of A1 this again enter one. So how you will get? Let me write where I should write. I will write here. So A1 can be this one, or A1 determines A, A3, A2, A dash, A1, A3, then A3, A2. This is the one production. In place of A1, I kept this one. Or I can keep this production, B, A dash, A1, A3, then I will take A3, A2, A dash. Or A, A3, oh sorry, this is not A dash will come, A3, A2 only will come. So A dash, A3, A2, A1, A3, I am keeping A1 values here, so it is A3, A2, or B, A1, A3, A3, A2. So now we will see whether A dash is in the GNF or not. This is a terminal and a combination of variables. Terminal and a combination of variables. Terminal and a combination of variables. Terminal and combination of variables. So this is in GNF. Now you take, see this one, A dash slash, these things will come because of space constant. Again I have written separately. Even this is also a terminal and a variables. Terminal and a variables combination. Terminals and a variables combination. Terminals and variable combination. So if you see that all the productions from A1, A2, A3 and A dash all are in the GNF form, and the start symbol will be A1 only. Lot of people will confuse whether which one I got the new production A dash, which one is the new start symbol. Still A1 is the start symbol. There is no change in the start symbol. I hope you have understood how I converted the given context free grammar to GNF. Lot of people will do the mistake in that left recursion grammar only. Is it clear? So I hope you have understood how I converted a left recursion grammar into a non-left recursion grammar, then how I eliminated the epsilon productions, and how I got that formula. Is it clear? A lot of people will directly write the formula so that you will not understand. So that's why I have explained how I got the A dash determines beta, A dash, those things. How I got, I have clearly explained, and I have explained how to convert the context free grammar to a GNF with each step in detail. If you still have any doubts, feel free to ask me the doubts in the comment section. I will be always there to clear your doubts in less than 24 hours. Thank you for watching my video. I know that this video is lengthy because it is a lengthy process. Is it clear? Sorry for it. I cannot see, you are the beginners, so I cannot make it fast. So that's why I have written. See, process is simple, but writing this one, you have only taken lot of time. So I hope you can understand why this video is very lengthy. Okay. Thank you so much for watching my video with a lot of patience. Do well and all the best for everyone.